Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm rather incoherent, and today we're going to be playing some Pygmalion. I've been playing my less comfortable heroes recently, showing off how I struggle on weapon Vanessa builds, and showing off why I like playing Dooley, but how I don't really know what I'm doing with Dooley. With Pygmalion, I'm comfortable. Pretty much all of the ranked grinding I've done, I haven't had a lot of time to play in the first 5 days. In the past 3 days, I've just been grinding. I've been playing a ton of Pygmalion. I'm almost out of gold. And Pygmalion is just so much fun for me to play because, first of all, he's very strong in intuitive ways, but second of all, it feels like when you miss your build, you hit something else. If you start with Silk and you're missing the things that make Silk strong, you're probably hitting a lot of weapons and setting up for a really strong Regal Blade or a really strong Crook. If you're going for Crook and you're missing the Crook, you're probably hitting some sort of economy that allows you to pivot easily. It feels like with Pygmalion, when you miss, you just hit something else. And with Dooley, it feels like everything's interlocking and it's hard to puzzle out exactly what the best thing you can do is. And with Vanessa, it feels like there's a bunch of disjointed stuff. But with Pygmalion, I get it. It clicks for me with Pygmalion. And because Crook is so strong, very often the thing Pygmalion does is use his tremendous economy to go to every vendor and force a Crook to happen. And yeah, I get 10 wins doing that a lot. And in fact, today we'll be using a Crook build. But boy howdy is Crook not the star of the show. I've had so many builds where I start with Crook and transition to something else. I've had the rare build where I start with something else and transition to Crook, but I have never, ever seen a build quite like the one I'm using right now, and I don't know what anyone can do about it. Anyway, I'll hand it off to my past self. No one likes lengthy introductions. Getting into our first pick, Yo-Yo is something we like to have available to us, but we'll find one eventually. Briefcase sells for the most, but the economy from ATM is really, really valuable, and I cannot say no to opening ATM. And if we get Arms Dealer here, the game is already won. All right, we have a real game on our hands. We're probably taking Toughness. First Responder and Heal Power are better if you have Bird, or anything that synergizes with Bird like a Bushel. But with ATM on board, we take Toughness, so it can very easily win us day 1 and contribute to wins in several other days. We're not going to lose the income for 8 gold. All right, so having started with ATM specifically, this is slightly less troll than it would normally be. I basically never, not even basically, I have never clicked Borrow. But in this specific circumstance, it's like slightly reasonable. Weapon skills are useless. Non-weapon items, they're not going to give me anything that wins, but I can get some like relatively shit items that are okay. I'll take the first roll on this over Borrow. Yeah, I'll take a Silk. I don't have the economy to just like buy and sell random succulent. Radiant Bonds? If you weren't Radiant, you'd actually be useful to put on my board on the next fight and resell. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I can't take anything else. And we go to Kimono because we are a shield build, and that means A, it has a very good chance of giving us good rewards. If it's either giving us standardized defenses, which is great, Scrap, which improves our current cards, or upgrading our Silk. It is incredible with our current board and game plan. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that nobody minds when I edit out the pulse-pounding gameplay of both of us shielding up and doing nothing for the first 25 seconds of the fight before the sandstorm kills my opponent.
Not all
Upgrade Silk is definitely the best thing that could have happened there, because now we have an actual game plan on scaling Silk. Medium and large items are pretty expensive. We'd only be able to afford one. It's not going to improve our board. I'm going to take chocolate bars. I'm going to take 5 of them and sell them for Silk scaling, because it helps me a lot in the potential of winning. There's no weapon I would ever buy here to put on my board. I don't have the experience to put anything on my board after leveling up. I don't really want a small shield on him because it's not going to be better than the Silk is. So I'm actually going to go to buy experience and just take the 1 experience you get for spending nothing. And I'm going to sell all of these now, even though it hurts my loop, to increase my odds of winning day 1 rather substantially. Because if we're getting a loop, we're already living in Disneyland. If you get a loop day 2, things are so good for your economy that you can stand to not get anything else. All right, so we definitely survived the initial burst. The question is, yeah, the Silk will definitely be enough to carry us through, I think. Although having the slows hit the Silk definitely is unfortunate. Average results there. And I'm pretty sure we tank up when we get over, but I don't know for sure looking at this. Because this is twice the speed of everything else. Silk is very slow. We might die in Sandstorm. I'll get back to you when it gets here. I think I'm just barely losing, even having sold everything to scale. I'm still a little bit behind, but I'm slowly catching up. If the Silk it's not going to. Ah! We did everything we could to scale, and it's just too much burst because he managed to upgrade the bolas he found. Upgrade your leftmost shield item. We do have a plan, though. I would like 5 spare change, but we can afford to not do the economy decision with the ATM as our start. And while I've been terrorizing the ladder as Crook Pig, one of the reasons I like Pig so much is because he can so easily do other strategies. However, if Orion's the first thing we see, it sucks he was up against 1 economy and 2 economy, because, like, you know, you don't want that. I can take 2, 4, that puts me at 8. Reroll puts me at 5. I'll sell the ATM if I reroll and hit Crook without loop, but otherwise I can just get everything I want. And this is a little bit bugged, right? We got everything. We got everything. It's disgusting. Toss this. We still have to sell something, unfortunately. That's fine. The ATM's not important to our game plan anymore. Like, it's obviously very good, but getting this Crook is more important. And seeing as we can't do anything else, we're taking additional XP, and we should easily beat Intensity Mirror. Coconut Crab scales up, but less than us, and if we get that Crusher Claw, we're actually really strong day 2. Boryer's worthless. Not only is Boryer the hardest thing on the board by far, for only 1 more experience, every item he has sucks. So, also I'd probably lose to him, to be honest, because he scales up rather aggressively. Intensity Mirror can give me the dog, and can give me a 6 gold cell. I honestly think the Crusher Claw of the Coconut Crab is the biggest appeal here. It's a 1 in 5, hard shell's not bad, seashell's not bad, the coconut would suck, and toughness would be pretty under... Actually, can I even get toughness since I already have... I don't know the exact interaction when you have something and the monster has a lower level variant of it that can't stack. I don't know if the monster never drops it or if it will drop it and you'll get 2 of them. Because I've been thinking about that a lot when I fight Zookeeper for Crooks and it just never really gets sorted. And yeah, we crush him. If I get toughness, I'll be happy just to have learned how it worked, but I'd much rather get Crusher Claw. This means I have a build and I win day 2 for sure. If I don't get Crusher Claw, yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, let's see what's in the box. That is second best, I think.
Maybe too nice.
Max health is terrible at this point. We have no money. Well, we have a conch we can sell. It's not very good to sell. Dude, am I taking No, I would take chocolate bars and sell 5 of them to scale that to the moon. Yeah, chocolate bars is really good here. I just forgot I was scaling silk because it so rarely happens that I found myself with a silk game. Medium items, skills, gold. Medium items can upgrade. It can give me stuff to fill up my board. I will be leveling up. Yeah, I definitely go for medium items every 3 gold.
What can I get you?
I don't mind a second ATM. A roll is pretty bad because it almost... First, we take the ATM. We're always buying this, even if it means we resell it. We don't have max health, so the belt's not very good. If I roll and I see Crook, it will cost 8. I will have 2, 4. I wouldn't be able to buy second Crook without selling silk anyway. So I'd be rolling specifically for loop and nothing. This is not tools, this is medium. I saw silk, I can't see gold silk this early, there's nothing to roll for. Heal item fills my board, 7 gold to 7 gold. My economy should be rock solid. I have 8 income, a cash register, and a loop on day 2. I'm gonna take the heal item just as it's gonna help my fight. Oh. Well, that's not really gonna help the fight. I'd actually rather have the ATM. 27 shield every 5 seconds versus 10 damage every... Nope. Alright, so this is the board. Never had a pig game play out quite like this. Usually when I find a Crook, I'm all in on the Crook, but I'm already all in on the silk, it feels. And this might transition to Crook later or something more defensive, but for now, we're just putting the best we can together every day. A big part of why I like Pygmalion so much is there are a bunch of different things where if you're missing one, you're creating something else. Vanessa feels wholly disjointed, and Dooley feels like that to a lesser degree, where he has a lot of misses. For instance, Hamlet's really good in certain circumstances. GPU's really good with double core. Medkit's really good if you have first aid in. It's not really a Dooley card. But you'll notice he has a bunch of burn skills, and he hasn't hit specifically anything to go with the burn core, and that's why he's getting crushed. Also, just burn build against shield build is a bad lineup, but the point is that with everyone except Pygmalion, I feel like their items, when they're missing, are much harder to create pivots with. Whereas with Pygmalion, I've got 2 very different builds open to me right now, and because the things that are not contributing to those builds' power are contributing to my economy, I'm going to be able to effectively pivot into something guaranteed. Which might just be an explanation as to why Pygmalion's OP, but it's also an explanation as to why I enjoy him a lot. I was a little bit sad when I didn't get Arms Dealer for the recording, but honestly, I'm glad, because when I get Arms Dealer, I'm like, oh, cool, the run's already over. No reason to think about it anymore. I genuinely think Arms Dealer Pygmalion is the most overpowered thing in the game, and Arms Dealer should not be able to spawn as a starting item. At least for Pygmalion, but probably for anyone. I don't have the gold to buy experience. 1 experience isn't worth skipping a random shield item, I think. Because a random shield item could be anything, even a silk. There's a lot of shield items that are relevant. That's not one of them, but at least it's some damage thanks to the Crook. We go weapons right now because spare change is 6 gold and scaling on silk. And pretty substantial scaling on silk. It's really just like, what if I go 6 gold, I don't have a board filled out, right? When I level up, I won't be able to do anything with it. Going to weapons gives me a chance of upgrading Crook, and it gives me a chance at a different build, and it gives me spiky shield options as well. I need at least 1 space. Spiky shield always hits my board. I buy this to resell it. And silk only cares about non-weapons, right? No other criteria? Yes. I'm going to take the spiky shield for future boards, and I'm going to re-roll.
I prefer action.
All right, that's enticing. A Regal Blade this early with an economy this strong can be very threatening. This Koch isn't very good. Like, it's only marginally better on my board than having been fed into the silk. I'm gonna toss that. I have to sell something else to make room. I don't want to sell this right before buying a Regal Blade. Now I'm going to sell this. I'm going to try to hold on to this money tree for the whole day. We're going into a monster fight, so I'm going to need room anyway. I'm going to buy and sell these weapons. Do I want to buy and sell the flail? The flail's not going to fit on my board. I'm going to have to sell stuff after the monster fight. Oh, right. I'm never using the flail. I'm using spiky shield. So it's just 2 gold for Regal Blade scaling. My economy is very strong, but I don't know that that's worth it. Historically, I've said that and then had 200 gold on day 9. So I think I'm going to buy the flail. I don't think I need to pivot hard anytime soon. I feel very strong. And we crush a Scout Trooper with a 252 shield silk. There's no shot we lose this fight. Scout Trooper is a fight where if you have good damage and like 450 health, you can beat him. If you have less than 450 health or 450-ish without a strong build, he's scary. But in a pig build like this, he just gets bullied. He stands no chance. Yeah, it looks like Silk single-handedly, despite having eaten the slow, blocked all the attacks. Well, it's not single-handedly. The ATM's here. I can't ignore, what is this, like 7 shield a second? Pretty important. And we're fairly strong for day 3. Bullying Scout Trooper is always a good sign for the quality of the build. We're gonna be able to put Spiky Shield on our board, which going off right after Silk's very likely to just wreck our opponents. I'm feeling good about the build right now. I don't have a long-term plan yet. We need a gold Crook before we commit to Crook. I feel like we need stronger economy or a diamond silk before we commit to that. That is far and away the worst thing he can drop for us. Get a property. I'd rather go to sell his economic items. That can get me a better ATM. I'm actually gonna toss the ATM, I think. Being day 3, whether I buy a silver or upgrade a bronze, it's the same thing, I think. I think there was a bug where upgrading ATM didn't give you income earlier. I think that got fixed though, or I might have just been stupid. We always take the rewards card. We don't upgrade the money tree. It's already getting sold immediately. We're gonna need that stash space. We take the cash register. We find ourselves in an awkward situation because we haven't leveled up yet. But we want to buy that cash register, or that safe rather, to sell for a profit. I restarted my game because I realized I hadn't done it in a while, got myself a drink, thought about this, and I realized this doesn't matter. Unless I'm willing to sell something on my board, because everything in my, like this is going on my board. It's way too good with the silk. If I sell the ATM, I think that's the play. But then I lose the ATM for the upcoming fight is the problem, because this is the last event of the day. So I can either be weaker during the fight, which I don't want to do, or I can choose between money tree generating a coin or juggling the safe. And the thing is, either way it's 2 gold. Money tree gives me a bronze coin, I sell it for 2 gold. I buy the safe for 4, I sell each of the 3 bronze coins for 2, it's 6, net gain of 2. There's no difference, I'm just going to do the money tree. It doesn't actually matter.
More is more, I always say.
Upgrade your leftmost heal item, disgusting. Turns out there was a reason to sell the money tree. Well, counterpoint, it also gets me that option for 7 gold. And it was not the only property I had, so I think selling the money tree to get rid of this and not wanting to take the gold would have been a good choice. I'm going to toss the money tree now because I had to toss it for room after the day flipped anyway. Because I otherwise wouldn't have been able to hold all my coins, right? No, I actually would have been able to hold all my coins. It was likely to not matter. I probably would still have to sell it from a shop in the future. And the reason I'm selling this, I'm taking 5 chocolate bars and gumballs. I don't want to upgrade any heal items. They're not important to this build. Oh, there was an event left. Shit, I should have sold the ATM then. Well, regardless, I'm tossing all the gumballs. there's probably some argument to holding on to a gumball, and especially to going to a shop before doing that because you can get a loop and I'm an idiot. But there's no justice in the world, so I probably won't get punished.
Do you have to leave already?
I'll resell the pickles. All right, I want to test this to see if it's still bugged. Plus 8 gold. I should either go to 9 or 10 income when I buy this. I shouldn't be 8. Okay, it does work. I get the full silver value. Cool. I've had it in my head that was bugged and didn't work for the longest time. Apparently it does. We're gonna sell everything before the fight to scale the silk to the moon. I'm gonna pick up an atlatl because that's an important part of any Crook scaling build in case we end up going Crook. And with 720 base health on day 3, which is fine, and this massive silk, I'd say we beat most dualies. It's not guaranteed, but we beat most dualies. And I have to imagine Taponzor is one of them. What the fuck is this? What do you do? The answer is he hopes he does something on day 10, because he's definitely not doing anything right now. Yep, that is what we were hoping for with the silk and the shield. Is this a 1 second slow exactly? Did it hit the silk? Because they went all simultaneously. I'm guessing that's what occurred. Or it could have been LEDs. Spare change is very good with the silk build. And a loop. Heal and regen items isn't really my business. Chocolate bars is technically a little bit better. Well, I don't get the full chocolate bars, and I really like having the money. So I'm going to take 3 spare change. Non-weapon. When I take medium items, it opens up Regal Blade and Crook.
All about
Am I willing to waste money? Do I have enough that I would just like resell a bushel? I have no other pieces of a bird build. I don't know if I'd hold a bushel. I'd run out of stash space immediately. Right now I'm jumping between this and a Crook build. What would I have to find? Not a bronze bushel, that's for sure. That's the problem with it. Can I hold vending machine right now? No, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in stash. It'll never work. But I will absolutely sell the safe.
If it's not right for you,
is model ship gonna outperform something on my board? The ATM is 33 shield. Nothing is fast. This would be 22. Going off slightly more often. I like having the property for level up rewards though. So no. Going to toss this now. Do I need to? It might benefit me not to save inventory space. I can't imagine I need it for the fight. Deadly Crooner has a yo-yo that helps me out with the transition to atlatl. No one else has anything I care about, I think. So I'm gonna go for Deadly Crooner, get the most experience. No, I forgot about his diamond scrap, but it's actually highly relevant to my interest this run. Well, normally it's just a random item that's like diamond, but doesn't actually sell for very much anyway. This is very relevant to my interest, so between this and the yo-yo, I have tons of reasons to be here. The rest of this would just be vendor trash. Textiles is better than the ATM presently, but I need the property for level up rewards.
I've come too
You gotta make me think about it. You could've just let me have it. Fine.
I can already see
Upgrade your leftmost shield item. Please sign me up. It looks like silk is happening.
moving up.
Silver tier items has very important upgrades, so I'm gonna go to silver tier items over 2 gold 1 XP with this sort of economy. I cannot believe textiles will ever be right because I need the property. And we can sell this at least. The weapons don't matter. Oh, and I have Regal Blade. What the fuck am I doing? It's fine. Regal Blade's probably the part of this board that lasts the least amount of time. There's an argument that I should have tried to use pickles, but like, I hate that argument to death. Also, going into fights with players, I don't like that at all. Upgrading gunner is useless. Upgrading toughness doesn't really matter. Starting with extra shield can help me win a burst fight because silk is fairly slow. I don't think either of these are great. I'll probably take a random silver skill. I think I'm pretty strong to this point. A little bit worried about a burst build getting under me, but other than that, I'll take a silver skill. You're going to have damage equal to your income. Looks like it's going to be it because these are probably... Your properties are not a thing I plan on using very much. The first time I use a large item, I'm not really looking to do that. If I wanted to go pawn shop, that would be possible. But with only a silver loop and a silver cash register and a bronze rewards card, that's a lot of economy, but not necessarily enough to fuel a pawn shop. So I'm going to take Strong Arm, and that's leading me a little bit closer towards a Crook build in the end. Need 1 more inventory space. I'll go ahead and sell both to maximize my odds of winning. And let's see what Zerg Turtle is up to.
You do see these tusks, right?
He's iron sharpens iron, so he's the build I was afraid of. What's his crit chance looking like? Terrible. So I'm probably fine. Because once this silk goes off, the fight ends. I win. It's over. Oh, also, we killed him. Yeah, that part too. I forgot the spiky shield is on our board. I was entirely concerned with us not dying. The actually killing him part wasn't important to me. That was just assumed to happen if I didn't die. So something I've been doing a lot in my pig games is I basically completely ignored pull. It's a large part of why I'm not playing Pawn Shop very much, and I think probably why a lot of other people aren't as well. Is because while pull can be very good, especially if you have something like a bird and you're trying to get a vineyard, there are several different large items that can be very important to you. In the early game, whether you're trying to maximize a silk, maximize a crook, hell, just chainsawing weapons for a regal build, whatever it is, pull is usually at odds with that. Hell, even if you just want economy, ATMs, Caltrops, loops, none of them are there. So I find early game pull on pig to be pretty terrible. And I'm gonna be taking more income, I suppose. Wait, which is directly translated to damage on my weapons. Do we want to see if anything interesting happens? No, I'll take the income. My economy is very good, but it's not rock solid just yet. That's very good. All right, gold loop, or sorry, gold crook is incredibly good. Makes it very likely that this is just gonna be a part of a final crook build now. Oh, gold loop too. Guess it wasn't a Freudian slip, it's just my latent psychic powers. Let's start tossing this then, because I can't imagine we're getting diamond anytime soon. Yeah, I do need that to sell for the Regal Blade, and we absolutely crushed the Gorgon. If we can get the Petrifying Gaze, I feel just unstoppable, because that means that Silk will always go off before we die, pretty much. The rest of our items, like, largely irrelevant. We don't need the income. The best item would be Toxic Clockwork Blades or Vial of Blood. Hard to say whether experience or CDR is more valuable. This is worth 4 times the money, though. Well, loot messes with that math a lot, actually. They're probably pretty similar, then.
Not all.
That is one of the weaker items we could have gotten. It'll just be vendor trash. Yeah, it's really hard to say... Please? Get back on the board. It's really hard to say no to upgrading my crook to diamond on day 5.
That's quality.
So we're off to the races. We're strong as hell. Sorry, Regal Blade. I know you did your best, but you're worse than the Atlatl that goes off every second. Well, you're probably better than the ATM, though. So we are very strong, and our defenses are a lot better than they have any right to be for a build with diamond crook on day 5. We keep the property just for level up rewards. We sell the Black Rose. I don't think we care about medium items anymore. The Crook's already infinitely fast. The Regal Blade is now a stopgap in our build. We're not really looking to keep this. There are so many items it's going to be replaced by, where you pick up a Gatling gun or a flamethrower from an enemy encounter. You find a flail, a Jabalian longbow. Regal Blade itself is not very important, but Economic Seminar and 3 gold are less valuable. So I guess we go to the medium store to look for the replacements. 353 is a lot worse than the Jabalian longbow, even at bronze. We have the economy to support boots, and we're not holding any pivots right now. We are holding a lot. We'd be losing 1 silver coin with a gold loop a day, which is a pretty substantial cost. I'm gonna take bootstraps, although it might not be right. I have the economy to make that mistake. I like that upgrade. Just any damage on the Atlatl is huge because its cooldown goes down to 1 second if you have a diamond loop enabling it. This is bronze. We're never converting to bushel builds off of a bronze bushel. Oh, Ryan, you're so much less good once I have a diamond crook. It's probably not likely you're giving me the loop. What other tools do you have that I could care about? Regal Blade's just out, right? It hasn't scaled enough. It gets crushed. The bootstraps are interesting. Orion's something to spend money on, and these other 2 aren't. And spending money getting these 2 items up from bronze is a big deal. Getting the reward cards up from bronze is a big deal. So I will roll here, guaranteed. We can just buy and sell anything that's small because we have the loop.
A bucket saved my life once.
Cash register upgrade is pretty big. Toss that. How far off of bootstraps are we? 12 gold. We could force that if we wanted to. I'd basically be throwing away 6 gold to upgrade something right now, but am I losing a fight today? Do I need to do that? The counterpoint is I'm probably not able to hold boot traps for long. Or sorry, yeah, boot traps. If I just use the boot traps and toss them, that will have been a 12 gold to upgrade a random item. That's not even that bad. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buy the weights, toss them, and buy the globe. Spiky Shield's definitely the weakest upgrade on our board, and we want to get our 369 plus 6, 15 starting gold. So I will be tossing the globe and the boot traps, having cashed them in. If it were a higher tier than silver, I might be more interested, but I don't think I'm gonna be holding boot traps when we already have the important upgrades done. I'd rather get the economy to start looking for skills or more expensive full pivots. Just the item space on Pig is so invaluable. All right, what's this dually up to? That's definitely cool. I like that. Oh yeah, that's Diamond Crook plus Atlato against Dooley on day 5, all right? Yeah, he certainly did have a build. There were cards. We've got small weapons, chocolate bars, and normal weapons. I'm pretty happy to just take chocolate bars and scale up my health and my silk. That seems fine to me. My income's good enough that I think I can toss this ATM, and I'm going to. Even if I miss out on 2 income because of this, it's giving me direct scaling, which is what the income is for. I'm so rich, I probably just buy the gold chocolate bars. Yeah. I had to think about it for a second, but yeah. Start with shield, work at ducks, get medium items. Again, a medium item is gonna be an upgrade to this bow.
What can I get you?
I will sell a ship for 2 just to scale the silk.
And I'll trot it to your
Same with this, and same with the ganja.
Oh, I think you're really gonna enjoy that.
We could get a second Crook. No reason to sell this yet, just in case I'd get his skill. I've never played double Crook, and it would be funny. That's my main argument for it. It's directly going to be less damage than the Pygmalion longbow. Is it? Plus 50 on the Atlato's kind of a lot. And eventually plus 250. Fine, just because I've never seen double Crook, because it's a trap. The one Crook does enough. You don't need a second Crook. But damn it, I want to see second Crook in a build. Nobody else has made it happen, so I guess it's my job. I had my hopes up when I saw the medium item.
Maybe 2.
2 piggles, chocolate bars, or gumballs. I don't have a friend. Well, I just got a friend, actually. I can toss this, and then take 4 loot items. And yeah, that's a little bit less scaling, but the loot items could be anything. It probably can't be anything important, but yeah, that's about how I expected it to go. I will still take the damage on the Atlatl. Not sure it was worth it over scaling. There's no way we're getting an ammo item and building around it. We're locked into Crook Silk at this point. Health, toughness, and shield items. The spiky shield is largely irrelevant at this point. They're either dying to the Atlatl or we're dying. I don't think spiky shield going off after silk is a very real possibility. But it does help me in poison matchups a lot, actually. So against anyone but Vanessa, I might be willing to swap the spiky shield for a belt, but other than that, it seems pretty irrelevant. I'm gonna go to Kev, not for belt, but for Pygmalion longbow upgrade. And I'll buy all of this trash. Well, not this. This is a bit much. But it can still scale pretty effectively, and the new vendor is trash, so we're just gonna toss and be on our way. I can add 10 damage to my Atlatl, or do something largely irrelevant, or further scale and further juice my economy. I mean, 9 gold and an additional 60 shield on silk isn't nothing. Like, that's a very good event, but I'm on top of the world and can choose a lot of different things right now. I think if the Atlatl's not killing them yet, it's not going to kill them. I'm gonna take the spare change. Really wishing I'd been able to find and keep a yo-yo right about now. Gonna move this over so I don't have to later, once I generate my coins with the ATM and go to a shop next day. And we're probably just going to murder this dually instantly, much like the last one. Most dualies at this point in time get rolled. Flashy reload on dually, huh? That's a weird one. He's definitely doing a better job than the previous dually, however, not much better. His silk also appears to be rather substantially weaker than mine.
No hard feelings, right?
Heal items, experience for the right price, and small and large items. That includes yo-yos, and yo-yos are a massive step up in my damage. It also includes, no, it doesn't include bees, because bees come from the medium beehive. I'm gonna go to Midsworth, trying to find a yo-yo, and failing, unsurprisingly. I was hoping for more small non-weapon items, but oh well. Going to head back to Kev's Armory, looking to upgrade the Pygmalion longbow, because it is not a small amount of damage that you gain with that item. Lemonade Stand's actually pretty relevant to how we're currently playing the game. So I am going to pick that up and give up some inventory space to hold it. It's not like we're pivoting out of this anytime soon. And we'll go ahead and re-roll, because the rest of that's not relevant to our interest. Am I willing to burn tons of money on silk scaling? No, because it doesn't really seem like how I'm winning fights. And I don't have a balcony, which is fairly important, how much money that takes you to burn. Chili Charles is going to absolutely get mangled. I don't know if he has any free skills that we'll benefit from, but he's the most experience available. Yeah, there's nothing here for us, unfortunately, but there are some pretty valuable gold items. Just brutal watching Diamond Crook. At about day 10, Diamond Crook starts feeling fair.
You gotta know what you're fighting for.
Ice cubes are very cool. Could they ever make it into the build if I find yo-yo and nothing else? Probably not. 2 Piggles, upgrade Piggles, income, health. I'm going to take health for sure. The only thing I'm afraid of is an infinite combo or a high burst finite combo, killing me immediately. Medium items are pretty weak for me at this point. My medium items I care about are fully upgraded. I'm gonna go scale up some chocolate bars, I suppose. I'm going to toss these. I'm only getting 3 chocolate bars now because of the lemonade stand, but I think that's fine in exchange for the lemonade stand. It is silver, right? Oh, I just clicked on the wrong thing. It's fine, I got almost as many items out of it. Non-weapon items and skills. Skills can give me Coolant Leak, which with that ladle is absolutely insane. I don't know if it's available on day 7, actually. Heal items, leftmost item has crit, items have crit, heal crit. Let's try to find something a little bit better than that. Plus 6% crit on everything. And I guess I'm gonna go with 6% crit on everything.
Is a rabid beast.
Toss these. And let's see if this Vanessa can do anything to me. What do you have for me, bowl of ramen?
Like other Jabarians.
My fight isn't with you, but if
Iron sharpens iron implies a weapon build, but they have pivoted into pufferfish. And every time I see pivot into pufferfish, I know I'm safe. Because it's day 7 and they haven't done it
Next
yet.
time, boys.
But also,
Less
like, dear
blender,
God, it's day 7 and this is a lot of
more
damage. Even if that had been a fully online pufferfish build, they'd have stacked it to like 100 and then died while I was still at nearly full health.
You again.
I'm gonna take chocolate bars for scaling, or am I gonna go small and large? I'm gonna go chocolate bars for scaling. Toss these. Do I have so much money that I'm willing to toss the rewards card at this point? I'm not going to very many stores from this point onward. I'm gonna toss this. I think I have effectively unlimited money. Check out the skills vendor again. Large items, when you freeze, when you same shield skill again. He really wants me to buy that. Desperate Freeze is pretty solid. Desperate Freeze isn't bad, but I'm looking for something that's more disruptive to my opponents than Desperate Freeze. Healthy Tip is a lot of health gain. If it were a few days earlier, this would be great. But I just sold like a big chunk of my gold gain before I came here, which is like a reason not to have randomly done it in the middle of the day. I didn't do it randomly. I did it to get more chocolate bars. Being too harsh on myself. But I think I'm gonna take 36 damage on the Atlatl, scale up further.
I teach mastery over it.
Cosmic Rock is normally pretty good, but the Atlatl's already infinite speed, so I'm gonna go to Wandering Shoal. Shored Up. Oh, that's not even this one. It's the Wandering Island that has Shored Up. Man, poor guy. Like, that eel is trying his best, but it's doing slightly less damage than the Atlatl, isn't it?
Believe you'll win, and you'll win. But not against me.
I will not be taking the 3,000 health now, even though it's pretty fucking good. I guess I'm taking a tool, because it's likely more valuable to me than 2 pickles. Is that even true? It's actually not. Alright. It's everyone's favorite part of the beta, the constant disconnects. I was in the process of tossing some of this to make room for pickles.
Now that's quality.
Do either of these affect anything I do? Shield scaling to the left. I mean, imagine having the time for those items to go off. I shouldn't have sold them yet because I'm probably going to Andy. Am I probably going to Andy? I want a Jabalian longbow upgrade if I want anything. Or a complete replacement for the Jabalian longbow, which is going to be a beehive, as likely as not. Or I want Caltrops. Like, all of those are not from Andy. Andy has stuff that's nice, but not actually relevant to me winning. I take the ATM and toss it immediately.
If it doesn't work out for you, come back for a refund.
No reason to buy weapons. I had Regal Blade earlier, and I'm still sort of in that mindset. We're not pivoting into any of that ever. We'll go to middle, because Caltrops are absolutely insane and can make the build unstoppable. No, we're not pivoting. We're locked into this. We're going 10 win. We did it. Goodbye, Jabalian Longbow. Hello, 10 wins diamond victory. Oh, right, we lost the first day. Well, not quite, but we're still killing 10 wins. Yeah, I feel untouchable now. That Caltrops is incredibly big. I'm gonna sell all of this. And I can't actually envision a build that I lose to thanks to the Caltrops. The Caltrops are just so much reflect damage. I've got this shield against anything with burn. I out DPS other things. All right, that spear is not what it looks like. This build would have felt a little bit rough on like day 5 or 6, but on day 8, that's so far behind curve.
No hard feelings, right?
Getting into day 9, we have small tools, shotgun bars, small and medium items. What do I need? I could replace the spiky shield. Having Caltrops, all I really care about is scaling Caltrops and Atlatl, and my own health. So small and medium items does give me just the ability to sell the most small items. No, that's chocolate bars. Yeah, if I just want to scale my own health, I think my best bet is going for chocolate bars. Which is weird. It's not like a particularly impressive health scaling way, but I don't have anything better than this lemonade stand going on. It's so funny how strong this silk is, and it's just not an important part of the build at all. Like, these two items are just here to buff Atlatl. They haven't done anything on their own in several days. Heal and regen skills, small items. What am I doing at small items? I'm scaling up, it's fine. Oh, shit. Well, that's something. Yo-Yo showed up.
Everyone, you got it here.
Would I be willing to spend 6 gold juggling a slingshot for 20 HP? Well, when you have triple digit gold, you get to make bad financial decisions, so yes. Brass knuckles are pretty terrible. God, Pickle's only charging small items is so rough. It does get the economy, though, by being on my board. I have no non-weapon item, not many non-weapon items to speak of. I'm trying to figure out what goes on my board, because Spiky Shield is done. The reason Spiky Shield is done is because my burst against any other build is so much higher with a yo-yo here. And yes, that does hurt my Caltrops reflect damage, but I'm not overly concerned about that. For now, you can be on my board. Slingshot gets juggled. Brass Knuckles is better DPS. The shield here is irrelevant. So take the Brass Knuckles. I don't think there's a world where Matchbox or Pickles have any value to me, but I have so much gold that I will juggle them for 16. It's a little bit less than that. I don't think Caltrops do anything special at Diamond, but I'm not certain of that. I think they're gonna gain like 5 damage, but I'll check. It's such a bad upgrade, oh my god, okay. That's just preemptive. We're doing that so that later on when we get the plus health for every diamond item skill, it'll be better. Death Knight Reaper can give me a couple of bad items, but like I beat him easily, so I fight him because no one else has anything I care about. I don't know that any of his items go off. Getting Hypnotic Drain with that Atlatl is just crippling to any build. It freezes an item every second for 2 seconds because everyone has small items. Yeah, his life drain sight didn't even go off. It's pretty rough, buddy.
I've come too far.
The Mortal Coil gives lifesteal. If I put Mortal Coil on Caltrops, can I lose? Wait a second. I know that, like, hold up. Doesn't that just win the game? Aren't I unkillable now? Because if anyone does anything, I lifesteal for 310. That seems good. Let's go grab a diamond skill. Doubles the damage of my large weapons. Gives my weapons 136 I think it's that one. None of this is tool, right? Yeah. Well, this is a tool, but not in any way that's useful. I'm gonna take cash deposits. I think we're cracked. I think these Caltrops are illegal. I'm gonna go take temporary health because nothing else matters. And also, this is bugged. It's not temporary. This health is forever. Upgrade your leftmost item. I mean, sure, just to see what it does, really. Probably gain a relevant amount of damage. I was wondering if it would be like the weapons adjacent have lifesteal. That would be crazy. Yeah, I don't... Why would I want Yo-Yo against Dooley when I can get froze out? I want Caltrops. I want the Caltrops to have lifesteal. I don't think the Yo-Yo ever goes back on the board. The Brass Knuckles certainly don't. Like, those being on the board does literally nothing. So I have the room in my cash register. Let's go see. What can a Dooley do against this at this point in the game? 400 and how much damage lifesteal? 426 lifesteal reflect damage for doing literally anything. Poor guy. Like, what are you supposed to do? We're gonna be out of here on day 11. I don't think any build in the game beats what we currently have. So let's get through this quick. Normally, actually, we would be buying skills left and right. But because of cash deposits, the late game's gonna get a bit weirder than normal. Because I actually only care about making money now, because the best skill I can get is more lifesteal on Caltrops. So I'm gonna go get a small heal item instead of going to a skill shop like you might expect me to, because Caltrops will single-handedly win every fight if I just push the item. Unfortunately, we have no option to do that. We can probably still make some money here with a loop.
Hey, when you carry my weapon,
do we roll? 3 is such a minor number that it doesn't matter. It can give us some options. This sells for 16 plus what the loops give, so yes.
Then come back and tell me.
The Yo-Yo does nothing, but it's plus 20 health thanks to Lemonade Stand. And freezing everything but weapons is normally pretty good when you're a weapon-based build and all of your items are weapons. Like, sorry, Silk, you don't actually matter. So, the Atlatl would eventually kill him without the Caltrops, but the Caltrops make it pretty sad when he tries to do things and takes more damage than he deals. I've had this fight so many times with a Diamond Crook and an Atlatl, where the Atlatl just like goes off every 3 seconds and beats him to death before he does anything meaningful. But the Caltrops make it a lot more brutal.
It's all about motivation. You gotta know what you're
Freeze Potion's
fighting
cool.
for.
I don't think it's relevant to my interest. Gumballs. That's generate 10 gold? Yeah, we do gumballs every time, I think. Be back with you shortly. All right, we just bought the last of the gumballs. We can take plus 200 health, plus 475 health, worst way or change. We're gonna take the health for sure. Toss the remaining gumballs. I have no idea what they did. They all generated money. That's the thing I cared about. Non-weapon item by experience. Visit a hero merchants. I'm not gonna level up on time, although it could help me level up in time for something. Like, what do I care about? I win. I don't know what any build in the game can do about this other than like item destruction Dooley. Like, that's it. That's what you can do about it. I'm gonna get a non-weapon item and just toss it. That's a good chunk of gold. Thank you. So 505 lifesteal reflect damage. Good luck.
You do see these.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous. I've never seen Caltrops that were this fucked up. Man, that looks like he's gonna do a lot of things and die instantly. Actually, no, he didn't really do much at all, but he did die instantly. That part did still happen.
You can learn a lot from losing.
Plus 200 damage on the Caltrops, huh? Let's see if we can't get that to 300 on our last day. I'm gonna get gumballs, I'm gonna sell everything we can throughout this entire day. All right, that's all of the gumballs sold. Normally, I'd be chasing skills constantly. I'd be screaming about how powerful Coolant Link is and unlocking new and unique synergies. But I don't need anything else. I don't need you to synergize. I just need you to let Caltrops do his job. So I'm gonna get an item. Now you might think, oh no, Awakened District, he only uses one big item. You may have forgotten that Atlatl is still hitting for 585 every second with a 12% crit chance and will just solo the guy with relative ease. Like, The build isn't just Caltrops. I have a Silk that heals for 2.5 fucking thousand. But like, Caltrops is the part that matters. As soon as we got that, it was the entire game plan.
You seem like a nice person.
Cool. That lets me sell my lemonade stand for more when I'm cheesing at the end of this. 200 max health or a shield item. Or 4 gold. The shield item's probably more than 4 gold. It was exactly 4 gold. I can't quite guarantee I get a full diamond board, unfortunately. But I can upgrade my lemonade stand. Which will make it sell for more.
I boast for
A short bit of juggling later, we've got the lemonade stand upgraded. I'm gonna take a weapon. My entire goal in life is to get 300 gold. The yo-yo wants to be in the build so much. Oh, poor guy. You don't get to come. Sorry. All right, so we are going to toss everything because I'd have no confidence that anything on day 11 ever beats this. So we're gonna sell this. Probably should have done it in a different order, you know. It's fine. I've checked out a little bit if you haven't noticed. Goodbye, lemonade stand. Goodbye, balcony. We did it. We got the 300. 621 damage, lifesteal Caltrops. What could you possibly do against this? There is no counterplay. No one, like, you need to be a 20k health pig to stop this. If we'd seen pig, I might not have sold everything. But this guy, good job having infinite ammo, my guy. It didn't seem to help very much. You just killed yourself instantly. What a fair and balanced Caltrops run that was. Jesus. And here I thought Atlato and Crook were gonna be the star of the show. Caltrops are really good even when you don't specifically hit Mortal Coil or an Obsidian enchantment, but like once you get lifesteal on them, they're just a free ticket to a win. That was disgusting. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching it dominate as much as I did. I've been doing this off camera a lot. Pretty much all of my ranked riding has been playing Pig. I really enjoy figuring out more about Pig and more ways I can deviate from the normal stuff and find interesting outs. I thought we were gonna be doing something weird with Silk, then we found a really easy upgrade path on the Crook, and then we ended up finding Caltrops with lifesteal, so of course that's how the build really ended. But I really enjoy playing Pig, because even though so many of my builds do end with some variant of Crook beatdown, there's also a ton of builds that go a different route. And honestly, this isn't even a beatdown. This is just the most brutal reflect build I've ever seen. 600 damage lifesteal on any use. What the fuck do you do? That kills almost every build in the game. And I have not seen very many just raw health pawn shop Pygmalions. And I think it's what I was talking about earlier, where going to pull, going to the large item vendor, sort of sucks early, and you want to scale a pawn shop up from very early. So since there's not much pawn shop pig going around, this sort of Caltrops build is just insane. And even if it was a pawn shop big, as long as they're not one-shotting me with like something, Regal Blade, Beast of Burden, Skyscraper, double whammy, there's plenty of options for a pawn shop build to one-shot you. But if they're playing the game and using cards, I probably still win. Oh man, I'm glad I got to see Caltrops absolutely pop off, because I've been killed by a lifesteal Caltrops before at like 300. I've never seen one go nearly this hard. That felt absolutely criminal. I don't know what you do about that. Like, it's gotta be item destruction, and even then it's gotta be fast item destruction, because I will just kill you in about 6 seconds tops unless you have increased health. Like, this is day 11, it's not day 15 where everyone's walking around with 9k health. That was gross. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, but I'm gonna get out of here. I've been Rather Coherent. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. If you did like the video, then please do like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff really does help the channel grow. And a massive shout out to my patrons on Patreon and my channel members on YouTube who make this sort of thing possible. I'll see you in the next one.